On this week's Silver Screen Report, the juniors enter testing season, the drama department takes us back to the Roaring Twenties, and Assistant Principal Jenny Haynes gets ready to say goodbye.
Good afternoon, Dutch Fork. Today is Friday, February 28th, and your Silver Screen Report starts now.
On Monday, the junior class attended a meeting about testing and moving up to their senior year. Patrick Moore has the story.
On Monday, the junior class gathered in the auditorium with the administrators about testing and available choices after high school.
Junior year is a very important year in high school. That is a year when colleges particularly pay close attention to high school transcripts as students are applying for early admission. So we wanted to talk about taking that junior seriously as far as SAT and ACT.
Brianna Tuesdale reflects on how the meeting was beneficial.
It was very helpful to students who didn't really understand what the SAT or the ACT was about, what it could do for us in the future.
Junior year is a very important year, and the meeting provided students with a look at how their junior year plays into their future.
I understood what the SAT was about because I'm taking the SAT, but I didn't really know what it could do after I take it, like after high school. So it helped me understand what my future is going to look like.
This has been Patrick Moore with your Silver Screen Report.
Last weekend, the Dutch Fork Theater program put on a show in our auditorium. Tommy Powell was there.
Last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the Dutch Fork Drama Department performed Chicago, the high school edition. Cast members and teacher Jamie Harrington expressed their thoughts on the show.
I thought it was a great show. I think that the kids worked really, really hard, and it showed.
Being a part of Chicago is tons of fun. It's just every day we became closer as friends and family. A lot of us didn't know each other before the show, and so it was just a lot of getting to know each other and working with each other. And throughout the whole course of the show, we just became a real big family.
I think it was a really fun experience, especially since the entire cast was really close, and I think we all made really good connections with each other and with the director and the choreographer and everybody else a part of it.
Cast members and Harrington reflect on the show and compare to past experiences.
It was fun. I think they're all kind of equal because they just sort of follow the same pattern, the same path, but this group just really worked so hard and came together, and it made it a lot of fun.
Well, in every show I've been in, I've really liked working with the people I work with. I just love working with cast and different people.
The cast and Harrington reflect on the show and give their thoughts on how the performance played out.
Overall, I just think it was a solid performance. The audience really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. The kids in the show enjoyed it. So I think it was enjoyable.
I think Chicago is one of the best things that we've done at Dutch Fork in a good while.
This has been Tommy Powell with your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students about their favorite musicals.
My favorite Player musical is probably Be More Chill because it's about teenagers going through high school.
High School Musical, and because I like seeing random people just singing out of nowhere.
My favorite play has to be Any Medea Plays because it can be so realistic.
Favorite musical would be Chicago, which is a musical we recently did here at Dutch Fork.
Last Friday, Beta Club sponsored a dance marathon to raise money for the Prisma Health Children's Hospital. Sean Sumter has the details.
The Dutch Fork Dance Marathon is a way to give back to the Prisma Health Children's Hospital.
So we are doing the dance marathon to basically raise money for the Prisma Health Children's Hospital. We've been basically starting on this project since the beginning of the school year, but we basically had this because the tickets are $10, and we just thought this would bring in extra cash to give.
We partnered with the University of South Carolina to raise money for the Child Life Specialist Program at Prisma, which is the Children's Hospital in downtown Columbia.
There are many activities available at Dance Marathon to keep everyone involved.
We have a whole array of activities tonight. There's going to be line dancing. We have badminton, we have cornhole, face painting. The kids are going to make cards for children in the hospital. And the highlight of the evening is going to be when the young lady who's 7 years old, who is a patient at Prisma, comes.
Dance Marathon isn't only used to raise money, but to show that anyone can make a huge impact when they try.
But I grew up in Bloomington, Indiana, which is where IUDM is, and that's the biggest dance marathon in the country. They raise like $14 million. So I grew up knowing exactly what Dance Marathon was and how it impacted kids in the hospital. So coming to college from a mini marathon, I knew I wanted to work with high schoolers because there's just something special about seeing that spark in a high schooler's eye or in anyone's eye when they realize how big of an impact you can make.
I really appreciate how hard our students here at Dutch Fork High School have worked to put this together, especially the Dance Marathon Board. They have spent countless hours raising money, trying to raise awareness for the cause, and they've done a remarkable job. I'm very proud of them.
Getting y'all to interact with the Miracle family, having the Hewitts here is crazy. Ellington spent the first couple of months of her life in the Children's Hospital. She was born with spina bifida. She goes back and gets a checkup. So allowing y'all to interact with her so you know, kind of putting a face to that cause. I know helping children and helping children in the hospital is a really big cause, and it's kind of hard to put your fingers around what exactly that looks like. But having Ellington here, the money that you guys raise today is the reason that she is dancing and she's excited and she's happy. It's all because of the work that y'all do.
This has been Sean Sumter with your Silver Screen Report.
With the departure of Assistant Principal Jenny Haynes coming soon, saying goodbye isn't the easiest thing to do. Here's Robbie Bauer with the story.
Mrs. Haynes has been working at Dutch Fork for 10 years and has experienced many different jobs. She explains why she can't choose a favorite and why she enjoyed all of them.
I'm always going to be a dancer, period. That's what I am, that's what I do, that's what I've done for my entire life. I loved watching the Dazzlers grow from a very brand new team when I took it over to what they have become now, and that those are my family. I love the AA position because it got me to know a lot more students in the school. I felt like I was able to mentor students on a discipline level side.
The longest job Mrs. Haynes had at Dutch Fork was being a dance teacher. Students and teachers explain how she left her legacy in the dance room, and as well as being a mentor to the new dance teacher.
The standards that she set for her students to be members of the dance program, the standards that she developed as the Dazzlers coach, those are things that, at the middle school when I was there, I was trying to prepare kids to be here for her.
She always made me feel like I was improving as a dancer, and she always made me feel safe in the dance room.
Aside from being missed for her professional skills, Mrs. Haynes will also be missed on a personal level because of all the friendships she has made in her 10 years of working here.
And so we had this competition going on, the two of us, see who can get the most done. She always found her way to cheat her way to the top, but she will be missed in regard to that.
Personally, I'll be sad about losing her on the mentor level. She's the person that I text or that I email when I have any issues or when I need advice. But I also know that she's always one phone call away. She's a text message away. I know where to find her.
Mrs. Haynes has gone through a lot throughout her life at Dutch Fork, and she will forever be missed, but there's always a time to move on.
Leaving is not going to be easy. This is my family. I'm part of the Fox family, and there's so many people that I love here. There's so many things that I love here. But I just feel like it's just that time.
This has been Robbie Bauer with your Silver Screen Report.
Will you be 18 before the November 3rd election day? James Ellington has everything you need to know for your voice to be heard.
Tomorrow, our state will hold its Democratic primary, the nation's fourth step in deciding the Democratic nominee which will run against our current incumbent for the seat in the Oval Office. I'm sure we all know what a campaign is, but most of us don't really know where it came from. Essentially, people were tired of Congress choosing nominees for us and wanted a more fair method of campaigning. How do you participate? Well, you need to be a registered voter. You won't be able to vote tomorrow if you don't have a voter's card, but you can vote in the general elections November 3rd if you're 18 before then, with a voter's card, of course. To register online, you will need your state ID or driver's license, social security number, and phone number. Go to scvotes.org, hover over voters, click register to vote, and click the link next to register online. Where do you go if you've already done this? Well, chances are if you're watching this, your precinct is Lexington, and the site that I just mentioned literally has a litany of locations you can go to, including churches, courthouses, etc. If you're curious as to how the voting process works, go to noexcusesc.com for a downloadable PDF, which will run you through the entire process. Now to the fun stuff. What is going on with the old people trying to dictate our lives? Well, the Republican primaries have been canceled in South Carolina, as well as many other states, so there's nothing there. We've only really got to look at the Democratic side of everything and what's going on. After the dumpster fire of the Iowa caucus, Bernie Sanders was named the lead candidate in New Hampshire, just ahead of Pete Buttigieg and Joe Biden, respectively. Several candidates will drop after tomorrow, and if Tom Steyer's metaphorically violent campaign doesn't save him here, he might be the first to go. If you have any more questions about the voting process or how you can get involved, look to scvotes.org and noexcusesc.com. This has been James Ellington with your Silver Screen Report.
The SAT word of the week is caucus, a noun meaning a meeting usually held by people working towards the same goal.
And now for some announcements. The junior class ring ceremony will be held next Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the auditorium. If you ordered a class ring but cannot attend the ceremony, see junior class sponsor Amy Foltz for more information. Attention juniors, the school day SAT is next Wednesday. For those taking the test, please remember you must wear your ID in order to be admitted into the testing room. Bring your own number 2 pencils and SAT approved calculator. No cell phone or other electronics are allowed in the testing room. You may bring water and a snack to eat during scheduled break times. See the rosters posted outside the school counseling office for your testing location. All students, please note that because of the SAT, there is no delayed opening next Wednesday. Now here's Trey with more.
Thanks, George. Prom tickets are available through your Student Quick Pay account. Tickets are $30 for a single and $60 for a couple. If you are taking a date who does not go to Dutch Fork, forms are available in the bookkeeper's office and need to be turned in to room 219 by April 1st. The annual blood drive will be held Tuesday, March 10th from 8:30 until 2:30 in the small gym. Visit the sign-up table in the cafeteria through next Friday to reserve your spot. In order to sign up, you must be at least 16 years old and turn in a signed consent form. Make sure you order your yearbook at jostinsyearbook.com. Yearbook sales will end soon and only a limited number of extras will be available in May. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Well, Jenny, why are you laughing, my guy?
So monotone.
No problem. This week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students about the
Junior class James Ellington.